Good morning and welcome to day 39 in the city of Novi Sad in Serbia. Novi Sad isn't a particularly large city, in fact it's quite small, but it is the second city in Serbia. And I will remember it for the warmth and kindness of its people. And it seems to me that the less people have, the more they're inclined to give. And that's been the case here. The family that I've been staying with, and they gave me a wonderfully cute and interesting and unique little apartment in a courtyard, which I sadly didn't film, but they couldn't do enough for me. And the father of the owner of the apartment showed me his record collection of vinyl records, which was just unbelievable. And also, I managed to get my phone fixed, so I won't have to buy a new one. Just had to change the connector mechanism inside the phone, and that was done at a very cheap price by a very kind man who could quite easily have ripped me off and told me I needed a new phone and sold me one, but actually got the thing working, no problem. So fond memories of Novi Sad. Well, just in case you had forgotten, I am actually cycling down the Danube, and here it is at Novi Sad, and there's this magnificent fortress over here. Guarding the river at this point. So a short day today, from Novi Sad down to Belgrade, and one of the reasons I stopped on this bridge was to show you all these padlocks. Now this is a tradition which I do believe started in Paris, and I can't remember the name of the bridge in Paris where all the padlocks are, but almost every bridge in the big cities that I've been through have got padlocks all along the bridges, so it's obviously something that's caught on. Well, couldn't go past this without showing it to you. In the middle of renovating this beautiful church. Can't help thinking that a lot of poor people's money going into this, but you know, if it makes them feel good or closer to God, then what's the harm in it? So I'm coming into Belgrade now. I've been on roads virtually all day, but coming into Belgrade they've got some nice cycle tracks, and this one's going through a park and will get me to within about 1500 meters of my accommodation for tonight. So just thought I'd show you this. The Danube's just over there. It's looking a bit brown, so it looks like they've had a heat wave here as well. Although I have to say this is the first sign of it that I've seen. It's all been very green up to here. Now this is quite interesting. All these barges and things along the side here have all been converted into either restaurants, event centres, gymnasiums, even floating hotels which don't go anywhere. And of course there's a cruise ship on the other side there that does go places. So in fact there's two big cruise ships over there. And my accommodation is just on the other side of the river here, so I'm going to be going over this big bridge in a moment, and I might stop up there if I can and show you a bit more of the river. Well, I'm on this bridge and it's wobbling about all over the place. I don't know whether you can see the helmet on my bike there vibrating away. Anyway, so these are these barges that are all being converted to something. And there's the cruise ship dock over there. And this is the city. Now my accommodation is somewhere up there. Well, I think I'm going to get off the bridge before it falls in the water. Well, I arrived in Belgrade about an hour ago, and I have to say I'm really rather pleasantly surprised with how elegant and how nice the city is. And I've just had a very nice lunch in a restaurant on the main boulevard here. And my accommodation is actually at the top end of this boulevard, just off on the right hand side, and I'll show you that later. Well, here I am standing on the old citadel at Belgrade, and pretty impressive it is too. It's a huge complex. It used to be a walled city up here, and the original fortress was built by the Serbs, and then a Baroque fortress was built around it by the Habsburgs in the 18th century. But this shows you also the bends and twists of the Danube here. The main channel is actually over there, and that's an island that we can see over there. Well, I have to tell you, this fortress is quite spectacular, and if you ever come here you must come and have a look at it. It's taken me over an hour just to ride around it and stop at all the little plaques and things, and I'm still not really halfway through, but it is huge. And like so many other places along the Danube, its origins go right back to Roman times.